Hello everybody, this is Jeremy Tothandada. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at AudioPunks SansAmp Tech 21 NYC plugin emulation. Now this is not a normal emulation of the plugin. This is a full-on emulation of the SansAmp PSA1 rack unit as well as the classic unit right here. What that means is you have the dip switches from the classic unit. You get that vintage sound where it's not as controlled and not as crunchy, but it definitely has a really cool vintage vibe. Or you can go to the traditional PSA1, which is a hardware rack unit that was very popular back in the day and still is. If you have the money for it and you have the ability to make sure that they're in good condition, you are able to get an amazing bass amp simulation, even a guitar amp kind of thing. That just sounds better than anything. Lots of people, bass players especially, use SansAmp pedals, and there's lots of SansAmp emulation plugins out there. But I'm going to be honest with you, I saw like a YouTube ad and then an Instagram ad when I was posting something on my Instagram for an event I was doing on AudioPunks, and I checked it out. I was bored, and I was blown away. They have really good plugins. I ended up buying all of them. Their reverbs are absolutely amazing. But I really wanted to check out the SansAmp because their plugins are essentially mostly real time. And what I do when I do live sound or production, I will actually use a secondary NUC. I have this like little super powerful NUC computer that I connect via Dante into my Behringer Wing or into a Yamaha console, whatever has Dante. I have the latency down to like less than 4 milliseconds. I think it's 3.5 milliseconds. And I can do 16 channels of real-time processing. And this is a live recording of an event. I did it in 4th of July. And we had like over 3,000 people. It's really dope. But these are just raw tracks, right? Let's take a listen to the bass and let's see how this sounds without anything. So it sounds okay. This is going through a Gallion-Kruger bass amp head, and it has this very mid-range focus kind of sound, but not in a good way. It's kind of a honky, like upper, lower, mid-range kind of thing. And to get rid of that, just with EQ, let me just show you. Let me grab like a Pro Q4. It's kind of right here. Something like this. You'd have to do some pretty aggressive EQing, and I did something like this live to make it not sound as honky. And a big problem with that is the honkiness makes it not easy to fit in a mix because it's taking up frequencies that the vocal and the guitars and stuff like that needs to take. It has a nice fat low end, but it's just kind of really honky sounding. And in the mix, now I'm exaggerating this. I'm turning it up in the mix, and I'm barely done anything to this whole thing. I even have like 15 tracks that I haven't even looked at yet. I just want to show you the power of using this really cool plugin that's pretty affordable. It's like under $100. So let's start off by getting the classic, right? And let's just see how it sounds turning this on. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring the output all the way up. Bloop. And we still get that kind of honkiness. But the cool thing about this classic unit is it has all these little switches. the cool thing with SansAmps is they're very crunchy and they're very good at controlling the dynamics. If you actually look at its peak level, It's quieter with the SansAmp plugin. It still has that annoying honkiness to the mid-range, but it definitely sounds a lot better. Let's listen to it in the mix.
Places to run to, and if she hadn't died, try and she.
So it's close, right? We're getting a sound, but let's actually change this. Let's go to the bass mode and let's see what this does now, because the original SansAmp had lead guitar, normal guitar, and bass.
Well, it was places to run to, and if she hadn't died, try and she. Well, no promise here is gonna get. Oh yeah.
Really cool. Because we've done the drive and we kind of tweaked some settings now, it's starting to sound like it can actually be brought down in the mix and still be heard, which is exactly what's going on. The only difference is this is a older unit that doesn't have as much tonal control because it was focused onto something different. So let's go to the PSA 1, which is what I have used in the studios and in live sound. And I really like this unit. Let's go back to our bass line.
And if she hadn't.
A completely different tone and sound. So we have buzz, punch, crunch, drive, low, high, level, mix, and preamp. So this is all control that's going to give us just the total functionality. We're going to bring down our output gain and let's just get going. We're going to start off by doing a lowering of the preamp. We're going to bring down the gain and let's mess with crunch, punch, and buzz. And already I'm done. Like, honestly, I'm done. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to grab like a Pro Q and we're going to just, we're just going to like do a little bit of a roll off on the low end to like right here. And we're done. Like, that sounds absolutely amazing. And it's quieter than before. Let's listen to it in the mix.
Places to run to, and if she hadn't died, try and she. Well, no promise here is gonna get.
So right there where he's picking like dun 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 dun, I think it was a female, where she was picking like dun 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 dun. You kind of hear it jumping up and down when I have it bypass. Let's check it out with it on.
Places to run to, and if she hadn't died, try and she. Well, no promise here is gonna get.
It's still very dynamic, but you're also getting a lot more control where it's cutting through, and you can do a little bit more to cut this through. You can add some more crunch.
Promise here is gonna get. Oh yeah. Alright. Take it easy.
Suddenly it disappears in the mix, right, when you take it off. But what about comparing it to something that I can use in the real world or in live sound world? So right now I have an X32 and a Behringer Wing. And what I like to do is use the Behringer Wings plugins to actually process things, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to just start this completely from scratch. We'll get rid of this, we'll get rid of this, and we will reset the EQ. Don't worry, you haven't been listening through this at all. So right now, that's my setup. We're going to measure the delay, and let's listen to it.
Places to run to, and if she hadn't died, try and she.
Yep, so it's coming to this channel. We go to Insert. Cool. So that's the kind of tone that I would go for, right? We're going to remeasure the delay.
And if she hadn't died trying shit, well, no promise here is gonna.
It's a lot better than the original tone. But comparing it to the SansAmp plugin, which is going to cost me like $70 or something.
Places to run to, and if she hadn't died trying shit, well, no promise here is gonna get. Oh yeah. Oh.
I really like the way that the SansAmp plugin operates. It operates like the original unit. It sounds a lot like the original unit. Like, I wish I had one here. I don't. Maybe I can get one from a friend. I could probably borrow one. So for a plugin that is very, very low latency, very, very low CPU, and has more than one emulation, dude, AudioPunks really knocked it out of the park. I really like this plugin. I bought it. I own it now. I did not get an NFR. I did get a discount, but it is really cool. You're able to have stereo units. So you see how, since I'm in a mono channel, it only has one. But if it was a stereo channel, it will actually give you 2 units that you can actually modify and have both full control of. It's really cool. It lets you just copy and paste, do whatever. And you can just see right here. You click here and you can do whatever you want. It's really cool. The only thing I will say is it doesn't seem to be very touch sensitive friendly. Whenever I click on some of these things, they don't pop up properly. They'll sometimes pop up, sometimes not pop up. Not a big deal. Not everyone uses touch screens, but it's a very good plugin emulation of a very, very classic hardware unit. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. This has been Jeremy Tell with him. I will leave links down below. Like I said, this is just a rough demo. We're just playing raw tracks from a live event. Yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.